you.
Thanks, Kabir.
Thanks. Okay. Never mind. We are starting the dance itself. All right. Now, Vispi, how do I show the statue?
You have it open on your
Yes, I have it
PC.
open on my. I have it open in front.
Screen.
I have it open in front of me, and I say.
So on Zoom, just share screen.
Share screen. Okay. And is it visible? Is it visible, everyone? No.
Oh, no. You have a statue you're holding up?
Yes, I'm holding a statue.
Then just raise it up higher.
Oh, okay. Yes, I can see it myself. Okay, yeah. Can everyone see the dance of Shiva? Shiva Natraj. Can I see you nodding your head at least, if not dancing?
Yes.
Yeah, you better nod, huh? Because you have to join in the dance itself. Okay, next step, I'm going to make you dance. And don't blame me and curse me. ये मुझे हमें नचाता है. ठीक है, मैं नचाता हूँ. ये not me. This one will make you dance. All right, shall we start? Okay, can you see? Okay, now just a statue and yet see the unbelievable meaning in the statue. Can I put it down? What do? I can't hold it and talk. Is it visible? No. I have to hold it high up. How do I make it visible? And talk at the same time. Okay, anyway, let me start. All right. There are two outer hands, probably symbolic of the outer world. This hand, this hand, I'm holding it opposite way. This hand holds a little drum, damru. Okay? Even if you can't see it, it's all right. This hand holds a drum. This symbolically is the sound of life, heartbeat, sound of life. And where there is life, life comes along with life-giving, sustenance, things which we need to have life. Yeah, I'm putting it correctly. Okay, so here's one. Giving in common language, it's called the life-giving hand or the giving hand. जो हमें जिंदगी देता है, हमें जिंदा रखता है. Life-giving hand. All right. Now, this is also a tricky one. In most of our lives, this hand is nice. I like this hand. I love this life-giving hand. And I also pray to it. अरे शिवा तो नहीं बोलते मगर ईश्वर, oh God, ये भी क्यों नहीं मुझे देते हो? You know that old song, Bangla Motor Car Dila De? It was a long back, it was a song. Anyway, this is a common kind of prayer. Everywhere we hear it. ये भी दे दो ना शिवा, मुझे आपके हाथ से ये भी चाहिए, और ऐसे क्यों मुझे ये भी चाहिए और ये भी चाहिए और. And we do not realize that we are talking to a dancing God, not a stationary God. We are stuck stationary. Chahiye, 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 chahiye. And you know what happens while you're doing all this chahiye? Looking only towards the giving hand, the dance goes on and on and on. And because you are not focusing, you're not dancing, you are becoming stationary. Can you see this hand? This is a hand which has a flame, which burns. Jala deta hai, agar dhyan nahi rakhoge, so it is the symbol of fire, it is a symbol of destruction, which is commonly Shiva is associated with this destruction. But Shiva is also the life-giving. It's also Brahma. It's also Vishnu if you want it to be. And it's also Shiva the destroyer. And the very major point is, if you forget Shiva is all three, if you concentrate only, de do na, mujhe de do na, before you realize it, suddenly the burning has come and burnt you. And then you cry. ये एक किस तरह का ईश्वर है, मुझे जला देते हैं. व्हाट काइंड ऑफ लाइफ, व्हाट काइंड ऑफ गॉड इज दिस, व्हाट काइंड ऑफ, ये तो अनफेयर है, दिस इज अनजस्ट. अरे नहीं, इट इज नॉट अनजस्ट. यू आर द फूल हु थॉट लाइफ इज should be stationary and never changing. Who told you that life is stationary? There is a constant change. That's why it is called a dance. It's a dance. It's not a static film. So these are the two outer hands. Now comes to a little bit of better teaching from Shiva. All right, don't get stuck in these two hands. Now Shiva says an actual learning. Um, now Shiva says, you are dancing around, wanting things and getting burnt. नहीं जल रहा है ना, nobody likes to get burnt. No, nobody likes to do this foolishness, but we do it. So Shiva is saying, hey, I know what you want. I'm God. I understand what you need. Can you see this hand? This hand in reassure is in English called the reassuring hand. Is it better? This hand. What it's doing, I'm going to be temporarily Shiva. This hand, what it does is this. Chinta mat karo, I am there. Ishwar is there with you. The universe is there with you. But तुम्हें भी तुम्हारी ड्यूटी करनी है. Your duty is not to मुझे क्या मिलेगा. Do you remember the Bhagavad Gita? मुझे क्या मिलेगा करते रहोगे तो I will burn you. Part of life. I am there with you. Okay, but you also do your duty. And he's pointing to a duty very beautifully. Two things. This hand, do you see this hand? This one? This hand is pointing to the feet. This foot. Is everyone be able to see this hand? This hand is pointing to this foot. Can you see the pointing? It's pointing downwards to this foot and saying, what is it saying? Be detached. It has taken its foot off in the air, a symbol of detachment. Don't get caught up. Don't get stuck. Don't get attached. Do you remember Bhagavad Gita, chapter 1? Arjun comes crying. Krishna, मैं क्या करूं? अरे मेरा क्या होगा? What was Krishna's advice? Sachit, stop being attached. See your real self. Don't get stuck into this battle and that battle and मेरा क्या होगा and ये क्या होगा. The basic advice of Krishna in chapter 2. Don't be attached. The basic advice of Buddha, noble truth number 2. You are facing dukh because you are attached. The cause of your dukh getting burnt is because you are stuck, you are attached. The hand says, us pe dhyan do, detachment pe dhyan do, don't get stuck into attachment. Keep your feet off, be free, be dancing, be open. That is a very beautiful part of be open, be dancing, be free. Okay? So that is one foot, the significance of this foot. Then there is a very different significance of the other foot. Now this foot is very commonly misunderstood. I also misunderstood it in the beginning. Can you see, if you look very carefully, this foot is resting on a little childlike figure. And a lot of people make fun of Shiva. Ye kya hai? What kind of stupid statue it is? Dancing on a child? It doesn't make sense. What are you trying to say? Dancing on a child is the correct religion? But it's a beautiful point. You know what the child represents? The child represents ignorance. Crush it. Crush it when it is small. शुरुआत से crush करो. Not after it becomes a giant. That time it is damn tough to crush. Crush it when it is a small baby. In its infancy stage only daba do. Don't let ignorance grow. So the two feet of Shiva, one foot says be attached from the world. Don't पैर इतना tight मत रखो कि you cannot dance. If you इतना tight रखोगे तो you will get burnt. So be detached, dance. The other foot says, remember you have to keep crushing ignorance. If you again remember, in the earlier two sessions, we have talked continuously of abhyas. वापस बार बार याद करना पड़ता है. एक बार कुछ करने से हमेशा नहीं हो जाता है. So the abhyas part, you have to do it again and again and again till it becomes part of your life. And just as you crush ignorance, I also, a little aside, be positive. Whatever we are sharing just now, as you are able to also wish to share it with young people, with children, the effect is amazing. Why wait till the ignorance comes and then you crush the ignorance? You can, as we started this session with, you can awaken. जगाओ उसी सच्चिदानंद की spirit हर बच्चे में. That is the bigger point. That is the real point, and that is the biggest blessing you can give to a child, you can give to yourself. हर इंसान में बचपन में ही जगाना, it becomes permanent. After we grow up, we are so much conditioned. ये विचार, वो विचार. Our whole life often becomes क्या मिलेगा, क्या नुकसान होगा, मैं क्या करूँ, मैं कहाँ जाऊँ. Get caught in this trap of Shiva. There is a little more of Shiva, which I'm not sure whether I should. What's the time like? Oh, there is time. Okay, so I can go more into depth. Yes, the beautiful part of Shiva is the face. Okay, if you can see the face. Now, this is too small a statue. I suggest, if you get a chance, go to Elephanta, next to Bombay, an Elephant Island near Bombay. There's a giant Trimurti, huge, 20 feet, 30 feet tall. And it's a beautiful three faces. Today, science has discovered what Shiva was trying to say, what the ancients were trying to say. We have two halves of our brain, the left brain, which is the logical brain, and in the Trimurti, it's done so beautifully. It's shown as a strong face. In fact, it could be the Sat, like this, firm, determined, strong. The right brain, which is the आसमान में उड़ता हुआ चेहरा. And then the central figure, the central face, is a combination of the left brain and the right brain, the whole brain. And beautifully shown in the statue. But symbolically, of course, we can't really see it, it's too small. But यहाँ वही कहता है. The face is the combination of the whole brain, the combination of the left brain and the right brain becoming the whole brain. Okay, now Abhi, I want to play a little game with you, which I play in my workshops. Are you ready for a 2-minute game, everyone? All right? Okay, fine. Take your right hand like this. You don't have to show me, but take your right hand like this. All right? Right hand. Okay? And turn it round again. Turn it round forward. Yeah? I hope all of you are doing it. And simple. Yes? Simple or not? I know it's simple. Very simple. Right? Abhi niche rakh do right hand. Now take your left hand. Okay? And turn it the opposite direction. Equally simple. Right? Equally simple. Turn it backward. Now, one simple plus one simple is how much? अरे 1 + 1 is too simple. So 2 करके देखो. One hand like this, at the same time the other hand like this, साथ में. See. Just because you do it fast doesn't mean you do it correctly. One must go forward, one must go backward. Up to now on the screen, Kabir, no big credit to you. You've done it 1,000 times. Come on, I want to see actual videos. I want to see people doing it. One hand like this, one hand backward. No, Akash. No, Jasmine. You can't stop at the same time. At the same time, you can't use one half brain and then आधा घंटे बाद second half brain. Same time. Anyway, do you get the point? Such a beautiful thing, taught to us 2,000 years ago that there is a whole brain and that we should use it together. I mean, that's the brain part of it. See, in one statue, how much is coming in? The hands, the outer hands, the hands of greed. चाहिए अरे जल जाओगे क्योंकि attach चाहिए करते रहोगे तो जल जाओगे. That's the outer hands. The inner hands, one is pointing, कहाँ जा रहे हो भाई, देखो ना. Make sure your feet, you're walking, your life, feet. Your life is lived without attachment, without getting stuck. तुम्हारे पैर भी हवा में होने चाहिए. That is called detachment. Not सिर्फ idea detach. हाँ मैं तो detached हूँ. अरे चल रहे हो क्या detached path पे? That is what Shiva is talking about. Your feet should be away. And the second foot, if you remember, should be crushing ignorance while it is small. You have to remember every little incident of ignorance, every little trap of our mind, crush it at the moment. And my personal point is, forget about crushing ignorance. Jagao o Satchitananda when the child is small. If you help to jagao it in a child when it is small, you will have done something amazing for your life, for the universe. Believe me, for the universe. So, can we get back a little to the jagaoing part? First jagao apne aap mein. Okay, again I'm doing the meditation because I believe the core of entire sessions that we are doing is this. Okay, feel the Atma Shakti, the Sat, the Satya, Atma Shakti. मेरे में है, मेरी है, मैं, my power, my Atma Shakti, my Atma Vishwas. Yes, you can say my loudly because we are talking about Atma, not my paisa, my Atma Shakti. So shout it as loudly as you want, you can shout it. My Atma Shakti, my Atma Buddhi, Atma Shakti, Atma Buddhi, Shanti, Anand. And now enough of my to complete the picture. Imagine, now let us imagine we are doing it for a small child. Could be your child, could be any child. What would happen if you make a child feel, okay? Through whatever we do, the child is feeling, हाँ मेरी भी आत्मा शक्ति है. I will live this way. मेरी भी आत्मा बुद्धि है. मेरा भी आनंद है. मेरा भी आत्म सुख है. I am going to live like this, damn it. बचपन में if the child starts feeling, can you imagine what will happen to its life? So now we'll do a meditation on the child. Okay? जब कहते हैं तत्त्वमसि, now visualize a child. In the heart, in silence, we are making a child feel. Tvam, you, child, the beginning of life, the beginning of the universe. Tvam Atma Shakti ho. Tvam Atma Buddhi ho. Tvam Atma Shanti ho. You are Sat. You are Chit. You are Anand. Imagine if the child feels this. It's difficult to even imagine what the child's life will be like when a child starts to feel like this. Yes, I am Atma. And children, believe it or not, children take it so beautifully. They don't have all these arguments and questions. When they see the truth, the spirit inside and the spirit outside that you share with them joins together. bilkul joins together. The child knows, oh my God, you are telling me an infinite truth. The child just feels that. And there is nothing for a child to argue. People like you and me argue, but children do not argue, especially of a universal truth. In fact, a child, very often, I've actually got this response. They will sort of almost say, oh, kaun si badi baat thi? What have you told me? You've not told me anything. That's a beautiful positive feedback. You've not told me anything. Kya bataya mujhe? I know it. I feel that. That is what should happen. The child should be able to tell you, oh, no, 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 nothing new. Of course, I know it. Then you'll have to console the child and yourself more. Okay, okay. But please remember it, huh, बच्चे. Child are more likely, so of course I'll remember it. इतना अच्छा लगता है. But you know, मैं remember तो करने की try कर रही हूँ. But my parents and my neighbors and my teachers, they tell me, stop talking all this nonsense. Go to school and learn and get higher marks and get a good job and be highly educated and make a lot of money. And they will, if I tell them Atma Shakti, they will tell me, ये क्या होता है? Atma Shakti से पैसा मिलता है क्या? So the child starts learning because of our damn stupid conditioning of a child. We stop the child's Atma Shakti. No. Atma Shakti. बकवास है. No. Sorry, I'm sorry. We won't do it in such language. ठीक है. बड़े होके मंदिर में जाओगे ना तो आत्मशक्ति की बात करना है. जिंदगी में आत्मशक्ति. अरे जिंदगी में पैसे की शक्ति आती है, कमाई की शक्ति आती है, डिग्रीज की शक्ति आती है. So please, leave all your आत्मशक्ति talk. They won't say it, but they'll make the child feel like that. Okay, so can we get back to this thing? The Atma Shakti, Atma Buddhi, Atma Shanti, meditation, my, yours, Sarvahi. Sarvahi is also the tough one. Yeah, anyone wanting to speak? No, I think I'll have to mute Neelu. Okay.
Sir?
All right. Can we move to the next step? Oh, okay. A little bit of extras added on. Shiva has a third eye, and it's fascinating that neuroscience has discovered that each one of us have a third eye. There's an actual center in which all the nerves from the brain meet at a point which is called the third eye. There's an actual physical neurological phenomena called third eye. And that is why people in India meditated on the third eye, which is a collective of entire brain nerve center, यहाँ होता है third eye. And Shiva, the statue, again, I don't know if I can show you. छोटा सा है. Here there is, on top of the head, there is a third eye. The statue, unfortunately, is very small, but it's shown as a third eye. See the amazing point. 2000 years ago, neuroscience. 2000 years ago, physics. 3000, I don't know when Shiva Natraja was brought to life. One more thing, there is a skull on top of his head. I can't see the skull, the statue is too small. The skull signifies, I don't know how, it signifies the truth which Shiva represents is immortal. Truth never dies. Shiva stands on a bed of lotus, which in India, I can see the lotus design, which in India represents being in the middle of life and yet being totally pure. Which again comes back, I'm again going to repeat the little meditation. This meditation is not kamre mein baithe hue. This meditation is like a lotus, right in the middle of life. Koi gali deta hai, you are in the stock market, you are in the tension, mera kamai kya hoga, mera ye kya hoga, mera wo kya hoga. That is the time to meditate. That is called also the Lotus Sutra, that is called the Lotus Meditation, that is called the Warrior Meditation. Meditating in the middle of life, in the middle of tensions, problems, chintas, worries, fears, greed, सब कुछ के बीच में meditate कर सकते हैं. That is the beauty of meditation. So can we do it quickly? Think of all of life happening around you. And yet, Atma Shakti, Atma Buddhi, Atma Shanti, जो भी हो, anyone talking, saying, doing, noise, negatives, आवाज, शोर, every damn thing होने दो. This is within me. And the fascinating part is the person who is staying negative or disturbing you. अरे बाबा, तत्वमसि तुम्हारे अंदर भी वही है. It's damn difficult. Believe me, it's damn difficult. And yet, when you can do it, see the reward that you get of being able to say to a very negative person, अरे तत्वमसि तुम भी तो वही हो. And to say it to, as I said, in a large scale to the universe. अरे all you terrorists, दुनिया को मारने वाले, violent killers, तुम भी ब्रह्मा हो, सर्वहि एतत् ब्रह्मा. You are doing it because you are fools, because you are ignorant, because your ignorance was not crushed when it was small. It has grown into giant size, and now you don't realize what you are. Which again comes back to caring for a child, jagawing the Atma Shakti, the Atma Buddhi, the Atma Shanti in a child, transforming a child's life, children's lives, and your own life at the same time. It's beautiful. The greatest blessing. You are, oh, my favorite activity. Can you see my finger? When I make a person or a child feel, Tat Tvam Asi. Can you see me pointing? Two things are happening when I'm pointing my finger and saying Tat Tvam Asi. Can you see where my three fingers are pointing? That is the beauty of sharing, which I'm really strongly believing every one of us is capable of. When I share, when I make a person feel you are the infinite, three times the voice is telling me, hey, you too are. When I'm doing Tat Tvamasi, my own heart is telling me, I am Atma Brahma, I am, Aham Brahmasmi. And the thumb is saying, thumb is pointing upwards. It's not ऐसे ही बोलना नहीं है. There ऊपर बैठे हुए witness है that this is a truth. Okay, have you got it? Okay. Yeah, I think the basic Shiva statue I've more or less covered. Now, sorry, I forgot one thing. I've just looked at my points. The interesting part about this reassuring hand, do you remember this? मैं हूँ तुम्हारे साथ. Shiva saying, मैं हूँ तुम्हारे साथ. The beauty of it is, remember, it's a dance. Okay? And if you look for the reassuring hand, by turning around, तुम हो ना, the reassuring hand is, funnily enough, always behind you. Shiva's hand is behind you. देख नहीं सकते हो. That is Shiva. Faith. मैं हूँ, भरोसा रखो. इन आंखों से देखने जाओगे ना, the moment you turn around, see, my face is here. Shiva's hand is behind me. Are you getting my point? Now, if I want to see the reassuring hand and I turn, अरे मुझे देखना है, कोई है ना मेरे देखने वाला, मुझे संभालने वाला. See what happens? Can you get my comedy? You cannot see the reassuring hand. As you turn around to see it, the hand also turns around. The hand remains behind you. If you do not have faith, you will not get the reassuring hand. This reassuring hand comes with faith. Okay, that is one part I had missed out. So, sorry? Okay. Yeah, okay. This time you're doing a feedback session. I think I'll stop the recording for now. How do I stop recording? Wispy dear, how do I stop recording?
You just there's a pause and a stop pause next to where it's recording.
I can't see anything.
Probably in the top left corner.
Top left corner. Top left.
Yeah,
recording.
You know where it says recording.
Yeah. So I say, so I stop. Okay. So has it stopped? I don't know.
No, it's not yet stopped.
How do I stop recording, Jimmy? I'm clicking desperately on it. No, it was here.